Hello everyone at tomopop.com. This is intern writer Tyler Jones, and I want to share with you my collection of Megaman and Rockman figures. I've collected quite a lot over the years, so let's start with the earliest chronological figures, put these guys aside, and check out these figures here from the old Ruby Spears American animated TV show. As you can tell, it's kind of horrible looking, kind of ugly. Okay, it's really, really ugly. It doesn't have a lot of articulation. It can just barely swing its legs back and forth here. It's got a little peg here on its feet, so you can stick him on Rush and not really pose him. He's just standing stiffly here and shooting him in the head. He does actually have a shooting buster, which is kind of neat, but you can't actually stand him up with the buster pointing down because it'll hit the ground. Anyway, these are a big pile of butts on a stick. I mean, just like the show. They look terrible. There's a Gutsman here. I mean, you just can't pose him. He comes with a fire hydrant. I don't know why. I don't know what happened to the big rock he threw in the game. He's Proto Man. He was evil in the show because it was based loosely on the third game in the series where Breakman was impersonating Proto Man. Anyway, these suck. Moving on. Those were made around 1994 and around 1997 for the 10th anniversary of Mega Man. We started getting some much higher quality Mega Armor series figures from Bandai, and these are really what I have a big collection of. Let's take a look at the whole collection up here. I've posted about this a while ago, but for any of you who haven't seen that or don't remember, here's the whole thing. I've got about 29 of these. They cover a series of games. There's an original series games that covers mostly Rockman 8. Here's the heroes and the 3 of the villains here. And a number of X series figures, mostly from X3, but they go up to X5, I believe. And I saved all the boxes from these because when I was collecting these came out around 1997, and my grasp on internet use was fairly limited, and there weren't a lot of great sites for checking out import toys, and a lot of these came with previews for other figures on the side. Sorry about the glare there. But collecting these and hanging onto the boxes was one of my best ways to catalog all the different figures out there and see what I had and didn't have. Anyway, starting up here, there's actually also a Mega Man Legends figure. I think there's about 3 or 4 of these that are just all Rockman with different arm attachments. But the face looks kind of derpy. These are not the best figures in the world, so I only got one and quit there. I got a lot of these Mega Armor figures from a really cool old import shop that sadly is no longer with us. But I have many fond memories there. I collected a lot of cool toys, met a bunch of cool gaming buddies, and these figures are much nicer than the Ruby Spears animated show figures. They have a lot more points of articulation. They look just like the character illustrations from the game. This one has an iron buster where you can put a little pellet in here and it'll shoot out. I don't have any loaded. The way a lot of these work, these are model kits, where they'll come with a body frame, which looks just like this. Here's the instructions. And you assemble all the parts and then stick them on the frame, which comes pre-assembled. And you could make a number of different armor sets, armor colorations. Let me go back to the big collection, because I have a whole bunch of these guys, and there's still a whole bunch left to collect. The top shelf here is for a series of metallic colored armor variations. The bottom set is for normal colored armor variations. There's a regular X here, and the Iron Buster X here. You can see he's got the Squeezy Buster. There's an Ultimate Armor here from X4. There's a non-plated version of these. They were really big on making plated and non-plated or shiny versions of a lot of their figures. This one's from, I want to say, X5, the Gaia Armor. There's a plated version of that. Here's the EX Armor from something or another, who knows. They released something called Rockman Transparent Orange version, and they didn't even try and tie it into a weapon pickup. Don't know why. One of my favorite shelves here is all the Zero figures, or what I thought was all the Zero figures. It turns out there's actually a plated red version and a plated EX version. Here's the awesome black version. Became very popular in X2 and thereon. Got Forte, Tengu Man, and Sword Man. Not from the most popular games in the series, but very cool robot masters. Here's some bad guys from 3. Here's Vile, another cool villain. Much better writable Rush figure. He can transform and stand up and do cool stuff. I used to keep space on my shelf for all the extra ones I didn't have, but as I learned more and more about these and figured out what the heck is out there, I just kept finding out there's more and more. So I don't really have space for all of these, but I still got a pretty good collection. The new hotness you guys probably have been seeing is these Kotobukiya model kits, and I like these an awful lot, but as you can see, they fall apart really easily. And as great as these look, on their own, posed, standing, as much as they look like the original character art, they are a little bit overcomplicated for my tastes, because you can see here, this guy's, after his hip, he's got this hip joint, he's got a thigh, he's got a knee joint, and then the shin and the foot. And just when you're posing this, it'll all come apart. So if you don't want to do anything other than just display these, if you want to pose them much, take pictures, play with them, be prepared to also put them back together a whole lot. Comparatively, these Mega Armor figures have just one big leg part that pops onto this ball joint here, and then the knee joint here, so they're a lot sturdier. They're a little smaller, the details aren't quite as nice, and they have a sad tendency for the decals to peel off, but overall very stable. There haven't been a whole lot of intermediary figures since really solid model kit or figure releases have been, sadly, scarce, but I did get this really cool Forte Gashapon figure from a Tomopop reader who was giving these away in his community blog, so I want to say a big thanks for that. It's pretty cool. Anyway, as you hopefully know, the D-Arts Rockman X figure is coming out soon. Mine's on its way, and screw that thing. When it gets here, I'll tell you all about it. Anyway, again, this is Tyler Jones, #1 Megaman fan. Later, guys.